So every year, thousands of people, especially those who are in the diaspora, they buy land here in Zimbabwe. And later on, they discover that land doesn't even belong to them. And recently, there's a video that was circulating on social media whereby there were floods and that area was being said it's in Glenview 7. And that area was flooding, guys. And I'm sure many of you saw that video. That is exactly the main reason why I decided to do this video today on the worst places one can buy land here in Zimbabwe. In these places, you have to avoid them at all cost. I'm not saying kuti some they don't chance in these areas, some they chance, but in most cases, these are high risk areas where you can buy land this side. So without wasting much of your time, guys, let's get started in today's video. So to those one you here, my name is Tarmac, and thank you so much for tuning in today on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do the rightful thing and just hit the subscribe button and help this channel grow. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the support that you are giving me each and every time. I really appreciate that support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Okay, so there are so many people who always come to my inbox requesting me to go and view their places where they can buy land and build their beautiful homes here in Zimbabwe. Remember, there are some who are starting their families, there are those who want to retire, there are those who want to invest in properties here in Zimbabwe. So all those people, different people, they come to me asking me to go and view their places. And each and every place that I visit, I see and I find different things. So I'm sure to those who have followed me for quite some time here, I'm sure you've noticed that I've covered so many heartbreaking stories. I've covered so many inspirational stories. And one thing that I have to tell you guys is that this video is not to scare you. And this video is not to discourage anyone when it comes to buying land in Zimbabwe, but this video is to inform and educate, especially to first-time home owners, to first-time people who want to buy land in Zimbabwe. This video is going to help you. One thing that I have to tell you is that I won't be mentioning specific areas. This is because I don't want to be caught in the wrong side, you know, when it comes to the law. Instead, I will try by all means to focus on the red flags, on the areas which constantly give people challenges when they are buying land in Zimbabwe. So please watch this video and listen attentively. The first thing that I want to talk about is the issue of land that doesn't have paperwork, title deeds, compliance, subdivision permits, and all that. These areas, guys, you have to avoid them at all costs. Paperwork is really important when someone wants to buy land in Zimbabwe. So the first thing that I want to talk about is if you inquire about a certain piece of land and that developer or that agent is telling you that there is no paperwork, the paperwork will come and blah blah blah, then you have to ask that piece of land, who was the previous owner? Yes, maybe I don't have the right to have the title of that land yet, but of course the property or the land that you are selling, yanga ishtomborne an owner before. So who is that owner of that piece of land? If ukanzwa munhu yachiita kunge ari kunzvenga nzvenga, then you have to be careful. You have to kumbochengeta mari yako, because you don't know what will come after you buy that piece of land. And I know there are some people who might be saying, we have done that before, buying land in kuma developers, but tisina ma title deeds, tototanga ku process ma title deeds edu later on. Yes, it's very possible. You can buy a piece of land, process the title deeds later on, but this happens mainly when you are buying a piece of land from a registered developer, from a registered company, from a legit developer. Why am I saying so? Because when a developer is developing a certain piece of land, they have got that thing, I'm sure you have all heard of it, that is called a subdivision permit. When they have that subdivision permit, it's a permit that allows them to subdivide the piece of land into smaller portions anenga kuzonzima stand must stand enyu mimi, because remember maybe it will be a 1 hectare, a 2 hectares or a 20 hectare piece of land. Then they now subdivide that piece of land to 300 square meters, 1,000 square meters, 2,000 square meters, going on and on and on. So if that developer that is developing that piece of land doesn't have that subdivision permit, then you have to ask yourself, Kuti, so what's happening? If I buy land, pasina that subdivision permit, pasina a parent deed, then what am I doing? Because that piece of land kana iri at 20 hectares, nenge chifana kunge in a parent deed, then they also have what you call a subdivision permit. Ya kuchi ala wakunzi, iwewo pa uchazoyo chivaka, pa uchazofambira nyaye paperwork iya wakuzozikana kunzo ningo chifana kunge that piece of land yako and uine title to that portion yako yoya watenga besides the parent deed here the whole area. So you have to be careful and you have to ask the people vanenge vachikutengeserai, because this is one thing chanyanyonyudza vanhu vakawanda when they are buying land in Zimbabwe. So, and the other thing that I've noticed is some companies, because of that, the process yekuti after a company ya developer, the council inozomira kuti chizopava no compliance to say kuti according to the standards atangatawirirana with the developer who is developing this area. Now we say people are now ready to build in this specific area. We are waiting for compliance, we are waiting for compliance, we are waiting for compliance, so that that piece of area yakuchifana kutanga kuvakwa. So now there are some companies, bogus companies, who are now taking advantage of that. That process number mirirwa, and they are now selling land. Isina ma paperwork, isina kumbo approve wani council, and they are now scamming people. We are waiting for compliance, whereas any approval ne council at all. So this is also something that you have to be very, 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 very careful with. And now I'm sure in my introduction I mentioned that there's a video that was circulating on social media whereby there is an area that was flooding, and that area is said to be Glenview 7. And in that video, when it was circulating on social media, people, they were blaming the council, the city council, saying they didn't do proper work when it comes to surfacing the area, the drainage systems and all that. And some, they were saying that those drainage systems, they are clogged due to poor maintenance from the city council. And because of that, the city council had to do something to make sure that they also clear their image. They also do something to their image to protect their image, because so they did send some guys to that area to inspect, to do a tour of that whole area to see, sure, is it really the city council's fault, or maybe there's something else that really happened to that piece of land. So when they went there, they actually noticed that this is not even their area. They don't have anything that they did in that area. The developer, the area is owned by a private developer, and that private developer didn't do anything with the council, and anything chakando approve is council must stages, because when someone is developing an area, there are stages that are not told when a council each and every stage. Council, someone from council anengafana kuya achituzo inspector, my engineers, the council anengafana kuya achizo what's really going on, but they didn't even do that at all. They were just working with their team according to what the people from the council said after their inspection. So they were saying that area inagana any drainage system in place. That area doesn't even have any proper roads in place. Everything is just a mess in that area, and that is the main reason why it was flooding like how it was flooding. So what I want to say now is, in that video, we actually saw that there are houses in that area. People were actually building. There are people who built in that area. So when they were building, did they even check all this that I'm talking about? Did they check the paperwork? Did they check did they do even their own due diligence? They didn't. And now they are being affected with the floods just because that area is not developed. That area aina any paperwork yanga ichinyatsozikana kucouncil. So even if you also want to build, these are things that you have to check before watomboisa any structure, because mangwana, who knows, maybe the council, after they found whatever that they found in that area, they are going to send their grader and demolish the houses. And who are we to blame for that? Yes, some they might say we have to blame the developer, but we also have to blame those individuals who built in that area, because due diligence is really important when you are buying any land in Zimbabwe. At times, due diligence, we are not only talking about sending a lawyer to verify everything for you. Even if you ask around, do you know that people in those areas that we are building or buying land from, they have got information about that piece of land? Are we also doing our own due diligence? Or maybe we just want people to see, this person akatozotenga imba. Then the second thing that I want to mention is a issue of wetlands. There are certain areas are approved. This piece of land, it's a wetland, but people, they are permitted to build in those areas. And some of the areas that they require special foundations. People have to do ABCD so that those structures that they built at that place are strong. But there are also some wetlands and also the connections as to any structure. And nowadays what I'm seeing is those areas, they are being built. But I think some people, they actually know my places are because not even some of the structures my structures people, they are not really sure of what they are doing. They're just waiting but in the first place tambisa mari ushitombovaka ipapo. So these are some of the things that you have to avoid. Wetlands, like nowadays we are in the rain season, yes. So if you visit a place that you are really interested in, you see kutoti at times my places wanenga akatozara mvura, like akatonjenga mvura, and there's also this vegetation inotongowanika kuma places anima wetlands, and kana ukatongoshika, whether it's in summer, whether in the rain season, unotokwanisa kutoita tell kutoti this is a wetland. So at times, yes, you can buy, you can have all the process yatoitwa and stuff, but not also at the development na inakwa irkwenda. The developer is not even doing anything. Because at times the council, what it does, this development amira, nothing is going to happen. No one has to build. So before you part ways with your money, it's best you go and view and check that specific area to see if it's a wetland or not. So ukazoona wako and ukangoona ukuthi you really like that area, then it's okay, because there are also, like I said, there are areas akatovakwa dzimba dzakatonaka, but anenge akutongonzi aiwa aya ari kuda special foundation, uri kufana kuvaka wakaita so, the cement that you have to use, and engineer anenge achitouya futi achito inspect each and every stage achishanda nema-builders to ensure that the structure that is being built there yakasimba. But now tinenge tangodzokera kuti pakuzoona you approve your kutonzi aiwa this area yakanaka, ndopekuti usati watombotenga wanyatsoona that area wetland, chinda umondobvunza ku council, go to the council. Like I said, you don't have to pay anything for you to visit the council. They will tell you, they will give you all the information to say they know of that development or they don't. If they know of it and they have approved that piece of land, then wakuita wako part ways with your money and wakuziva what you are getting yourself into, because hakuna chinhu chinorwadza sekuti you want 300 square meters uchifunga kuti I'm just going to build my house right, then wozoudzwa kunzi parikutodiwa a special foundation, then wakuona kuti you now have to part ways near about 20k just for the foundation, and it's something that you have never ever dreamt of in your life kuti ndichavaka foundation nenge ichikosta that much. So due diligence is important. Each and every thing chandichataura ndichangoona kuti chinongozodzoka futi kunyaya yedue diligence atinogara achitaura. So this is also something that you have to take note of if you want to buy land in Zimbabwe. So recently there's someone who sent me to this area. I'm not going to mention the name of that area, but when I got to that place, guys, ndakarwadziwa because what I saw, ndakaona vanhu vari kuvaka mazimba ava akanaka zvisingaiti, but uchisvika paarea, number one, the road network in that area, zero. Not saying that their developments are not oitika anenge achitonzi, like I mentioned, kuti kunaya vanoti maparallel development whereby people are allowed to build, develop achipedzisa kugadzirisa, or even the council ichizopedzisa kuita some of the works, kana kuti even ma-residents achizonzi imwe development muri muchazopedzisa. But in that area manje, number one, no road network. Number two, that area iri murwizi, river bank chaimo. And guys, it's really zvinorwadza, iri river bank chaimo mekutoti unonyatsoona kuti imba yemunhu irapa, tsanga dzakatozara, you know, tsanga ma-reeds, those reeds ungochitoona kuti akazara. So munhu ari kutonyatsovaka, ari kutonyatsotema, ari kutoclear tsanga idzodzo, and that person ari kuti this is my property, this is my retirement home, kana this is my first home, whatever. Zvinhu zvinorwadza. And besides that, handindi kutaura kuti it's in the iri river bank. Number three, hakuna kana any drainage system yakatomboiswa in that place. So kukanaya, what's going to happen? Vanhu vari kugara murwizi, hakuna any drainage system, but vanhu vatovaka. So what's really going to happen? So these are also some of the things zvamofana kutanga mandocheka kunzi pamuri kunzi chivaka ipachona ipapo, kana kuti pauri kunzi uya utenge stand kwatione vanhu vari kutanga, it's a ready to build area. How is the servicing in that area like? Is it something worthy for you to invest? I know kuti nowadays many people vari kuchema nenyaya yemari kuti tirikuda ma-land deals ari affordable, tirikuda land dzakachipa, but mukuchipa uchazoona kuti kuchipa kunodhura kumberi. So ukagara watry kuavoida ma-shortcuts zvinogona kukubatsira. I think at times it's better kutomhanya kundoita inonzi a-subbook deal, like what many people are doing nowadays. Subbook deals, they are trending, and ma-deals anotori bozhi kutonyanya. So if you don't have the money for you to build in the CBD kana kuvaka ma-towns, it's best for you to go and do ma-subbook deals. Though ma-subbook deals futi aine nyaya dzawo, and I also have to mention that I'm sure you have also seen a video reku this other private school in Mashingo and the chief in that area, and in that video, my videos anga circulator, the chief was saying kuti I didn't even know kuti this school was being built in my area, and the owner of that school was saying kuti aiwa I've got ndine permission ekutovaka kuti ndakapiwa this area, this land kuti ndivake ndikutovaka, and the chief was saying kuti munhu yakatotora akatooccupy 30 hectares of my grazing lands emunzvimbo mangu. But ukada kuzvitsvagurudza, the chief was saying kuti my headman ake ndo akapa this owner wechikorechi the permission ekuti adi avake. So ndichongodzoka futi pavo ma-subbook deals kuti ndo manesera anogona kuita ukasanyatsoita zvinhu zvako zvakanaka, because at times unogona kupiwa, unogona kuita dhiri rako na-subbook, then pozoitika zvawaitika, because I know kuti vanhu vari kubva kumatown, vamwe vari kubva kuna diaspora, they want to build dzimba dzakanaka and stuff. So that development yaunogona kuita inogona to attract the attention ya chief, or whatever zvawaita zvo attract attention ya chief, ozouya kuti ko munhu yakapiwa nani nzvimbo panapa, atitombomuzive. When did this development happen? Then vakudzoka back ozoonekwa kuti ndichief ndisabhuku ningi munhu yatosire kunoka akaita ma-subbook deal. So whenever you're also doing ma-subbook deals, it's good to also use the proper channels. Kana wanzi na subbook takukupa, it's also good for you to go kwa chief wondotaurirana naye chito insista wotoendawo kwachifu wondoti aiwa ndinda kugara panzvimbo yakati yakati ndakauya ndakadai. Like we always say kuti land yekumusha, it's not for sale. I know kuti there are some channels people are using to buy land iyoyo, but it's not for sale because my reserves, anotonzi my reserves, that land it belongs to the state. Anytime kana state kana hurumende kangoya ikati takuda kuita ABCD with that piece of land, they have got the power to do whatever they want. Saka iyoyo unongototenga zvako uchitongoziva kuti anytime kana pakanzi pakuitika zvakuitika. I'm sure you know kuti kunana mashingo like paitwa toke mkosi pane vanhu vakatobviswa in that area yese vakatoendeswa kune imwe area. So iwonenge wavakazi mansion rako, then wouya wodi wobviswa because that land it belongs to the state. Hauna power, unongoto comply. What they do, vanokombenzeta zvavo to some extent, vanokombenzeta zvavo government. Inongona ngozonokuti iwonenge wezi mansion rako, government ingondoti munhu wese abviswa kunzvimbo iyo changokuvakira zvima two rooms. I'm not discouraging anyone, like I said, but this is just to protect you. And if you want to continue with those deals, because in the shadow maitao, but the only difference is that in the shadow maitao, and in dashan my proper channels. So I always encourage people, if you want to do my deals, it's best you go kumsha kwako, kuneru kuvutirwa wako, kwaunova kweropa rako, even ukasaenda ako padhuze nehama dzako, because I know kuti many people that's what they are avoiding. Unoenda wako ku a distance, then you do your thing. They don't want what life aiendekere. So doshinga futi zvamunofanira kudi kuita. Then there's also something that I've noticed whereby there's my challenges ekuti council land versus the state land, especially kuma areas ekuti arku developer. If you're someone who is looking to buy land in Zimbabwe, I try kuti, if you want, like I mentioned, if you want to do a sabuku deal, it's best you try and avoid my areas which are very, very close to development. Marare. It is pindamkati. You are safe kuma areas iwayo. But kana uri kuda wako unogona ngoriska upindawo zvako mudhuze. Zvekuti wokuda kanzo at times kangopindawo kuda watopinda. But kune mama areas ndakaona kuti vanhu vavaka at times vanogona kuzoya wobviswa kana kanzo yauya, but dzimwe nguva kanzo kana ikauya futi dzimwe nguva inogona ngoti all right, vanhu vanga vakavaka apa, it's okay, takungo kunonzwita seta kungo approve zvinhu zvenyu zvese kuti zviri makutopiwa paperwork, makutopiwa ma-title deeds ema piece of land anyway amunenge madi, amunenge maka anzi machema session whatever, land idzodzo dzamunenge ownership yeland iyo yamunenge makapiwa kana kuti yamunenge makatenga. Saka but kuavoida ma-areas ari mudhuze nekuri kuitika development kwakanaka. But wakana uchidawo izvozvo unogona kuita like you never know. And also kana uri kuda muHarare kana uri kuda mumatown, try ingogara waita zvemutown. I know kuti land yacho zvayo inenge ichidhura, but kungogara waita zvemutown kwakanaka, because number one unenge uine title yeland yako, uchitozikanwa kuti this piece of land ndiyaningi, and azvikunetse even ukanzi wafa handiti kana kuti whoever mese maenda title nozoti pane paperwork inenge ichingoramba ichingokudza kuti aiwa piece of land iyo ndeyako. Zvasiyana nekuti wafa uri kumusha, hama dzikadawo imba iyoyo dzongotora handiti, because iwewe hauna anything chinonyatsoratidza kuti aiwa iyi iproperty yako. Saka ndo zvimwe zvinhu zvekuti ukagara wakazvigadzirisa uri mupenyu zvezvakanaka. Then the other most important thing, guys, never buy land that you haven't seen. Don't do that. Don't. A place that you have never visited, don't do that. I've seen that many people nowadays, they are crying because they have never set their foot on the ground that they bought. At times, like I mentioned, at times you might buy a wetland unaware. You might buy a land in a ivurera. That ivu futi rinoda special foundation. So iwe unenge watenga uchifunga kuti ndatenga just a normal piece of land isina zvakawanda, but then wakuda kuzondovaka uona kuti wetland. kana kuti ivhu rine chidhakariyari anotoda special foundation, because ivhu rine madhakariyari mablack soils, what happens is kuti rinochinja depending neweather. At times rinogona kukreka, rinototanga kukreka richitomuvha, at times rotanga kubatana depending with the weather conditions. So ukavaka just a normal foundation paarea yakadaro, kana kukaitawo temperature irikuti iri kukreka, imba yako which means inenge ichikrekawo ikaitawo matemperatures ekuti iri kubatana, saka it's not good. Ndipo unozoona imba yakutanga kuita mazi-crack, then you wonder kuti where is this all coming from? Notsvaga muroi pasina. So at times iva on the site wonyatsoona kuti area yoyo yakamira sei, ukanyatsogutsikana then wakutenga. And I've also noticed that there also are some areas are kuaffectwa nekuti ma-areas kunenge kuchicherwa majecha, like pit sand. There are so many people vari kuenda kune mama areas asati asina any development kuitwa vachindopocha sand poaching yaya. And padaro kuda pazoitawo developer or any company yakudevelopa that piece of area, then pane makomba and all that. So iwe ukasasvika paground ndopaipo kuti unogona kungozotenga stand yako uri kwauri wongoti ndokuda stand number chakati handiti, but you don't even understand the geography yearea yauri kuda, kana kuti maps panopiwa map paya don't understand kuti ichi chiri kureva chakati, ichi chiri kureva zvakati, chiri kureva zvakati, wakungotenga uchishandisa map. Ndopa unozondowana wazouya wakuda kuti uchivaka pane gomba paicherwa jecha, wakufana kuchitanga kuona kuti woita sei, maybe at times wakufana kuzotanga kubekfila wozodii kuda wozovaka, but zvinenge zvava too expensive. So izvozvo ukasazvingwarira uchitotenga land yacho unogara uchichema kuti veduwe kuvaka kunorwadza, whereas kune vamwe vanototi kuvaka hakurwadze ma 2 minutes, because they did zvinhu zvinofana kuitwa. Munhu achitenga land vakaita ma-verifications avo, vakasvika pasite vakaona vakagutsikana kuti aiwa land ndo yatiri kuda. So these are things that you have to do kuchitenga land yako kuti usazochema. And also tiri panyaya iyoyo, there are these tactics that are used by people who sell land, ma-agents, ma-developer and all that, kuti guys, land yakutopera, ukasatotenga land yakutopera, akusisina tangosara nemastands tu chet, iwo watofola for that pressure. Ukadaro, never buy land because of pressure. Never buy my areas unenge uchipiwa pressure. Yes, I know kuti at times unenge uchitoona kuti this is actually a good deal, but do zvinhu nepesi yako uchinyatsoona kuti zvakamira sei, because ukangoona wakupiwa that pressure wotoziva kuti area yoyo ine ma-red flags. These are red flags ekuti unenge ufana kuti avoida at all costs. Saka tichagara tichitaura, tichagara chingoremindana, because I know kuti vanhu vari kugara vachitenga maland, vanhu vari kugara vachikwaya maland, vanhu vari kugara vachida kuvaka. So these are some of the things that you have to know usati watenga, usapiwa pressure kunzi tenga land. And also kune vaya vanonyanyotuma masawira, vanonyanyoda kutuma masawira chingoro at times unongonotopa munhu mari, munhu asvike kana kusite, munhu atombondoone. So tumai vanhu vamunonyatsotrust. Kana uchitrustawo hama yako, nyatsoita machecks kuti munhu aenda here zveshuwa, akutorera here maphotos. Usatenga land yausina kuratidzwa, yausina kuona, yausina shuwa nayo. Even ukatuma munhu, iwe uchitawo uye yako yekuti usvike paground unyatsozvionera kuti aiwa sure this is the land that I want. After saying all this, so I know that there are people who might be asking kuti Tari, so what should we do? Are you saying that we don't have to buy land at all? What is it that we have to do? So this is what you have to do, especially when you want to buy land in Zimbabwe. Number 1, do your due diligence. Usangotenga land, ita due diligence. Shandisa lawyer. Bvunza vanhu vemcommunity kuti muri kupaonawo sei, panoitika here apa. Vanotokuudza kuti iyi yatodhabhwa location yawakuitirwa iyi. Iwe usingatozivi wotobatsirika. Bvunzawo maagent achona, wirirana nema-estate agent. Vanokubatsira vanhu ivavo vanenge vaine information. Don't take that for granted. Taurai now, they will help you. Number 2, check paperwork. Inda kukanzo, like I always say, inda undoita ma verifications kukanzo. Wonzwa kuti is it really a proper development that is happening? Kana kuti haisi. The council will help you with all that information. lawyer anokuendera inonzi kudeeds office otondokuchekera kuti zvese zvakarongeka here, wotionerwa kunzi aiwa zvese zvakarongeka. Kana uina conveyancer wako mubhadhare, bhadharai, part ways with money kuti zvinhu zvako zvinge zvese zviri mugwara. Conveyancer undokuchekerawo kuti zvakamira sei, the area zvese, wotobatsirika. Also said kuti visit the area usati watenga, endasvika panzvimbo uona kuti zvakamira sei, and also avoid cash only deals. Ita madeals ekuti even after unokwanisa kutrace kuona kuti zvakamira sei, mari wakatumira nhingi in case kuda zvikazonyura kana kuti kuda zvinhu hazvina kuzofamba zvakanaka. Always use ways ekuti unokwanisa kuzotrace kumberi. So if this video is going to help one person kuti asabirwa mari when buying land in Zimbabwe, then I know kuti definitely this video is worth it. So guys, don't forget to share this video. Share it with your friends, share it with your relatives, share it with everyone you know who wants to buy land here in Zimbabwe, so that they also just know some of the basics when you want to buy land in Zimbabwe. Because some of the information that I actually shared, some they don't know, but some of you I know kuti mnogona mchiziva, because zvinhu zvatongoramba tichingoreminder na here on this channel kuti pasaramba pachingoita ma challenges. Why? The main reason why I did this video is because ndakatoona kuti pane vamwe varongotoramba vachindituma kuma areas ekutotonotoona kuti aya akatodhakwa, saka ngatite zvinhu chaizvo tovaka tisingazochemi mangwana. Guys, you know, I really appreciate you all for the support that you continue to give me each and every time. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much. Don't forget to like. I know kuti kuna vamwe vasingakwanisa kuisa comment yavo muma videos angu for privacy, or for whatever reason, but like hapana notomboona kuti munhu aisa like ndiani, because like yenyu guys yakandikoshera. Hapana nomboona kuti saka aisa like nditariro, aisa like ndikaren, saka ingoisai like, chingo like iva video kuti at least it also gives me the power to keep on creating more content for you guys. I really appreciate you all. I'm sure you have noticed kuti I'm learning this English thing, and I hope as soon as possible I'll be very, very, very fluent, and I will do all my videos fluently in English, ndisingachikore, ndisingataure neshona, so that I can reach the wider audience. Like many of you say, if you use English, you reach audience, international audience and stuff. So this is my target. I'll keep on trying, I'll keep on practicing, so that, yeah, you also be proud of me, guys. Thank you so much. Up until next time. Cheers.